Hello there, common fans, and happy Thanksgiving to each and every one of you. It's Thanksgiving week, which means it's Iowa week, and we're going to be discussing plenty of both of those items in this episode. We are the Common Fan Crew. I am TJ Burkle with Maddie Owens Sr. and Geoff in Lincoln. Gentlemen, happy Thanksgiving week. Listen, before you guys even say anything, I need to get something out there right out of the gate. I'm not embarrassed by this. I'm not ashamed of it. And I feel very strongly about it. It's probably a hill I would die on, actually. But this is a slight side note for common fans. We often don't we have an outline for most episodes of kind of what we want to cover, but like all of Geoff's weirdness, he doesn't tell us about in advance. He just drops this stuff on us
it's not weirdness,
during
it's normal behavior.
So this has been one that I really wanted to share with the guys over text and in advance, and I've held off because I wanted to see your true, genuine reactions to this. Again, I'm not embarrassed by it. I don't think it's even that controversial, but like I could see me coming in for some Geoff level criticism.
I'm excited
for this opinion. I do not like at all Thanksgiving turkey.
Oh, Geoff probably agrees with you.
No, I mean, I get it, but no, TJ, Thanksgiving.
Hear me out. Okay. Hear me out. Why don't we stick a freaking bird in the oven any other of the 364 days out of the year?
That's a point.
Because it's point. Not very good. You might have a turkey sandwich. What do you got to do? You got to put mayonnaise on it. You got to put avocado on it. You got to put all kinds of things. You got to put. You know what you get most. You know what you get with most turkey sandwiches these days? Bacon. You got to put bacon on your turkey sandwich.
That's because it's turkey. Good point. Though.
Turkey's dry. It's bland. It's not very good.
Yeah.
Last Thanksgiving, at home here, we did ribeyes on the grill, salmon on the grill. We made creamy garlic mashed potatoes. We had a bunch of other sides. It was, first of all, way less time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
Am I going to argue with the ribeye on Thanksgiving?
No, I get it, but you can do that any other day of the year too. That Thanksgiving's for turkey. You choke down some dry turkey.
Yeah. Because the Pilgrims did it, TJ. Because the Pilgrims did it.
Paul J.
You smother it in some gravy.
Friend of the program, with the group of guys, texted about how important gravy was because you have to put it on the dry turkey. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we eating the main protein that we already know we're going to have to doctor? And you either take it with a bite of gravy, you take it with a bite of mashed potatoes, take it with a bite of stuffing. You don't just eat the turkey because it's enjoyable. Whereas with a delicious bite of well-cooked steak, you're just going to eat that baby by itself. If you're a red-blooded
TJ,
American.
I understand, but I don't condone. I understand.
I get the argument too. I do get the argument, but I think turkey's good. You're talking like it's just terrible.
Of course you do. Of course. What do you know? What do you know?
Geoff Lord actually likes turkey. This guy is all over the map.
I didn't know that was such a controversial opinion. That turkey that's literally on almost every sandwich that you can order at a sandwich shop, people don't like. I guess I didn't know that.
It's not controversial. Geoff hates potlucks and Snickers bars and mom and apple pie in America, but somehow
loves turkey.
Sure, turkey's great. He loves turkey.
It's not bad. You put enough salt, pepper, and gravy on there, it's delicious.
I am a believer that I will go to bat for this big time. The turkey on Thanksgiving Day, I could take or leave. It's really the rest of it, the sides, which I'm sure we'll get into here.
We will. Yes.
I actually prefer the leftover turkey on a sandwich. Maybe throw some stuffing in there with it, drizzle a little bit of gravy, and slap some mayo on it. The leftover turkey sandwich, like the next day, either while you're watching Nebraska football or directly after, chase it down with a nice cool Coors Banquet is is chef's kiss. Is
Oh my
America
God.
is America to
I
the
couldn't
T.
I couldn't disagree more.
Wait. You like turkey, but now suddenly you're coming in hot.
It's the leftover turkey.
Leftover
He doesn't do leftovers.
Leftover.
He likes to waste his food. He likes to throw it in the trash immediately after a meal.
My God.
No, look at all this lasagna left over. Oh, just put it in the trash.
It's
starving people,
God.
Jeff. I don't care.
Yeah. They're starving people in China, Jeff.
Reheated food is so, oh my God. It doesn't have the same taste, clearly, because you're using, God, how does a microwave work? You're basically baking it in freaking
reheated food, he says.
a nuclear box. And I don't know what it does.
All right. Well, what if you
oh, now he's a microwave conspiracy theorist.
Yeah. What if you pull the turkey out cold and just eat it that way? You eat it on a sandwich that way.
So
hand up. I've done it.
I could do that. I actually will say that I could do that. I have done it, but I think there's a timing issue. I will eat, like, we won't go way off the board here, but like cold pizza. I've eaten cold pizza the day after, but there is something about timing that once I get to 24 hours, that shit's out. It's not in the fridge anymore. I'm not taking any more chances with it. It's gone. It's gone.
No, you're such a sensitive little leprechaun.
No, I am. Did you guys check out the Irish earlier this week? Did you guys check those guys out?
No. Speaking of, who'd they beat? Wake Forest.
That was Sam Hartman's old school. It was Sam Hartman's old school.
Ooh, revenge game.
Jeff. Congratulations, Jeff.
Okay, sorry. All right, move on. I don't like.
Well, look, and let me look. Obviously, I foresee many Thanksgivings with turkey in my future. It's unavoidable. And so, like, of course, I'm going to eat it. It's not one of those things where, like, I'm disgusted by it or I can't eat it or something. It's just not something that I ever choose to eat otherwise.
Okay, so
neither does anyone else, as far as I'm aware. You don't go, you don't go over to your buddy's house in July and they say, "Oh, come on in, we just put a turkey in the oven." No one ever does that.
It is an odd tradition. It's an odd tradition.
And you know what? In the interest of, in the grand tradition of this show, just continuing to offend people, there goes our sponsorship with the turkey growers of America. But I had to be honest about it. I had to be honest.
Oh, because we're all choosing. If we're having poultry, we're all choosing chicken. 99 out of 100 times, right?
No doubt.
Delicious chicken sandwiches from Chick-fil-A, Charlie Cologne. Delicious chicken sandwiches. I don't like. So you talk about, well, why do we have to eat turkey on Thanksgiving? Do you like ham? Does anybody like ham?
Yeah, I love ham.
I do love
ham.
I will sit there
and eat ham by itself. Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah. A good Christmas ham.
You don't like turkey, but you like ham.
Oh, yeah, ham is fantastic.
Oh, ham is great.
Oh my God.
So much more flavor. It's so much more more. It's less dry.
Ham.
Also good on a leftover. Also good as leftover on a sandwich. A ham.
Oh,
a ham
no
sandwich.
doubt. No doubt.
Christmas ham.
Common fans, if you could see Geoff's visceral physical reaction to this,
ham is just terrible. Like, there's good things that come out. There's other things that come out of turkey. Like, you get that good gravy you put on there, and usually doesn't that come from, like, when you're putting it in the oven and it's like cooking in that, like, I don't even know what it is, like that weird little metal box in there. That I don't even know. But you get gravy.
Potato salad.
Oh, don't start. You get gravy out of there. And when we make a ham, God love my parents, they make great food, but you make that gravy with ham, and that just doesn't go good with anything either.
You don't put gravy on ham. You don't need the gravy.
No, you don't need the gravy.
Oh,
it's not
please.
dry.
There's natural juices in the ham.
You need gravy for the other stuff, like the potatoes. What are you going to eat that dry?
Oh, I don't eat the potatoes I make are filled with sour cream, cream cheese, butter, and garlic. So they don't need gravy. They don't need gravy. Yeah.
See, now you're getting too fancy with it. Why don't you just eat a potato? Mash up a potato.
I've had plenty of potatoes. Okay, pal. I've had plenty of potatoes.
Before we get too far into this Thanksgiving dishes and side dishes, I've got a couple of things. Let me ask you a question first of all, though. Boys, did either of you marry into a turkey trot situation? Your wives ever try to sign you up for like a mile run with her and the kids, get some exercise before strapping on the old feed bag, or is that just me?
Short answer, no.
G off with the quick no. I would say in 12 years of marriage, we did one pre-kids, I think, but it certainly is not some sort of like family tradition that, my wife has to do every year or does with her family or something.
Oh, good for you.
We've
done it once before, and we're doing it again this year, apparently. Doing the turkey trot. It's just a mile.
I will say, like, it did make me feel I didn't go that hard. You go for the social aspect. I didn't push myself. Just a nice, easy jog. You feel slightly better about all the, hopefully not turkey, but all the other stuff you're going to eat, all the desserts you're going to eat, all the red wine and bourbon and everything you're going to consume. You feel a little better about it.
Yeah.
I feel like in years prior, it just would have been frowned upon because I probably would have been there. Just something not good about being at a turkey trot and chain smoking heaters. That's just not a good look. I don't smoke anymore, mind you. It's been over a year, but smoking at a turkey trot is just not the best look. Probably why we didn't
like
sign up for a while.
John Belushi in the SNL skit. John Belushi, little chocolate donuts. The breakfast of champions.
I'm just envisioning you though, like sitting there with the heater in the mouth, like just like clapping and cheering, and you're like, all right, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do this.
Still holding. Still holding.
Still holding. Still holding.
Oh my goodness. So guys, we actually got an email about this. Barb from Decatur emailed the Common Fans. Barb, friend of the program. Hello, Barb. Great to hear from you. She cites Jeff's many food eccentricities. She'd like to get she's asking for Jeff's reaction, but I think we should do this as a team thing. To the following list of Thanksgiving side dishes.
Okay,
I'm going to list them all, and then we can discuss maybe one by one. Creamed onions. I'm not sure I've ever had creamed onions.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay, creamed onions, cranberry sauce, pretty staple.
Yep.
Green bean casserole.
Yep.
Yams.
Yep.
Stuffing.
Okay.
Mashed potatoes and gravy. So that's 6. And she signed it. God bless you, Barb. GBR, Barb from Decatur. We love you, Barb. There's a pair of socks coming your way.
Thank you, Barb.
Okay, guys. So does anybody know what creamed onions are?
Yes.
Never had it, but it sounds like I would freaking hate it.
I like onions. I think I'm intrigued by creamed onions.
Catherine makes them, and they're it's like the pearl. She uses like the pearl onions.
Oh, I love those.
And it's basically just the pearl onions in like a cream sauce, and that's like all it is. I will have like a little small spoonful just to not make her feel bad. And if she listens to this, I'm sorry, honey, but I think she knows.
So you don't like them.
Okay. No, okay. There was one year where Kath went a little heavy on using the pearl onions on several recipes over like a 3-month stretch where I just couldn't do it anymore. And I finally had to tell her, hey, noticed you've been using the pearl onions a lot lately. You're clearly into that. And then she like took the hint and was like, oh, he doesn't like me.
My God, the ungratefulness. Just completely ungrateful.
Sorry.
Someone's just making food.
She's a fantastic cook.
Someone's making food for you, and you're complaining about the onions.
You know what? There's so many things that she makes that are way better than the creamed onions.
The description alone just sounds terrible. Like just onions in a cream sauce. That's it? That's what it is. It sounds delicious.
I'm intrigued. I got to be honest. I would love tell Catherine I would love to try the creamed onions.
We'll ship some out to Ben.
Yeah, that'd be great. All right. Next one is cranberry sauce. This one's kind of like a Thanksgiving staple. Again, because turkey is so dry and flavorless, I'll put anything on it to get it down. So sure, I'll do some cranberry sauce.
It's a no for me.
It depends. It's a no for you?
I can't. I don't like it. I don't want to do it.
Why?
Will you drink a vodka cranberry?
Oh, absolutely.
Huh.
Okay.
Absolutely. So the cranberry sauce, there's only so much room on my damn plate. Like, why am I going to put cranberry sauce on it? There's so many better things that are available. And like, I don't know. I've seen that where people put like cranberry sauce on their turkey. And I'm like, well, no, that's what the gravy goes on turkey.
Don't do that. That's terrible. Terrible idea. Don't do it. It's gross.
Sounds gross.
It depends on the kind, I guess. Because
so you're into it.
I am actually. I am
like homemade or like out of
that's where I'm going with this. I like it out of a can.
It's a can processed. Can we make it more processed, please?
Dump that shit out. It looks like it's basically Jello. You can see like the ribs from the can.
Ridges.
Yeah, you can see that.
Oh my god!
You cut it up into just some slices. It's actually pretty good. But that's how I like it. Like, I don't know why, but I don't like it touching. Like, it's a sweet thing, and I'm not a salty and sweet guy, so I'll have it like on a separate plate.
Like it touching the rest of your food.
So weird
because
you're so sensitive about so many other things.
What I know about Jeff, and he's mentioned this to me before, is that he's a sectional eater. It's like one thing at a time. He doesn't like to mix the tastes in his mouth.
No,
so like if there's a burger and fries, he'll eat all the fries. He'll eat all the fries before he even goes in on the burger.
And there is a reason behind that, because I feel like I'm not making any progress when I go back and forth. Like, I have the same amount of shit on my plate the entire time. Like, I feel like I've accomplished the goal.
Progress.
Like it's almost like
we're trying to get to an end goal here.
Right, so I'll eat the turkey. So I'll start off with on my plate, like Thanksgiving, for example. I'll eat the relishes first. It's like the salad. I'll get that part done. The relishes, knock that out. We'll move on from there. We'll move on to like probably the corn. I would say the corn's next. Move on to that. You move on to the mashed.
Do you enjoy eating, or is it like just a process for you?
It's a chore.
It's a chore just to survive.
You move on to the next thing.
Needs sustenance.
Kind of like, I need to just stay alive, so I'm going to eat this stuff.
You have to
oh my god!
Oh man, I love mixing my food together and getting weird with things.
Oh, I like I like structure. I like a good order of operation.
Dude, since when do you like structure?
What do you? I get to the end.
All right.
Finally, real quick. You get through all of that. You get to the very, very end. You have one crescent roll left. You take that freaking crescent roll, and then you sop up all that extra gravy at the end. Put it right down your gullet. Done.
Yeah,
that sounds great.
Yeah, life is good.
Fine. You could have. Yeah. Okay. All right. Moving on to Barb's list. Green bean casserole.
Yes.
And I want to take this opportunity to say my mother-in-law Lois, friend of the program. Shout out to Lois. You got a pair of socks coming your way. She makes a great green bean casserole. She contributed green bean casserole to last year's Thanksgiving when we did the steak and salmon. It was absolutely crucial to the whole operation. It was outstanding. GF's got a weird look on his face. It looks like he doesn't like green bean casserole.
No, I don't. I no offense. I mean,
what if the green beans are out of a can?
No, those are even worse. The green beans out of a can are just, oh my god. I don't like green beans. All right, you can tell. But what I'm telling you right now is I am tired of people thinking they can take this liberty. And no offense to your family members, everybody makes it. My own families are in this same circle, but I'm tired of people thinking they can just throw a bunch of crap into a dish and mix it together and throw it in the oven and just say, I cooked some food for you. Here you go. I heated this for 20 minutes. Here's a mixture of crap.
Well, you don't like even like the crispy, like the crispy French's. Is it French's onions?
Oh,
yeah. Oh, I love those.
No.
Yeah, me too. No, it's fantastic.
I'm not a big casserole guy. Like casseroles in general are just.
Well, I mean, casseroles have certainly gone out of style since we were growing up. I think that's true. But like green bean, it's not really it's not a casserole. It's just they call it a casserole because you are mixing it with stuff. But it's a recipe, Jeff. It tastes good.
Here, I'm gonna try. Maybe it's just I have this vision of a Corningware dish. A Corningware dish just drives me nuts. I see a Corningware dish like anywhere in my house. I'm like, that had green bean casserole in it. That's gross. Like
I'm sorry. Let's go back. What did you say? A Corningware dish?
I'm Googling Corningware right now.
Look it up right now. It's like a white looking bowl with like ridges in it. You'll know exactly what it is when you see it. Yeah,
it looks like a casserole dish. It looks like a casserole.
You know what that is.
Everybody knows with the little blue design on it.
Yep, I see those things.
Where I come from, that you make a green bean casserole in a Polish pottery dish.
Okay.
And it looks beautiful.
You can put it in whatever you want to. It doesn't mean it doesn't taste
Yakshamash, Jeff. Yakshamash.
Clearly,
right,
you guys love green bean casserole. So
I do.
Have your opinion.
Catherine makes a wonderful green bean casserole. It's one of her specialties at Thanksgiving.
Well, shout out to Catherine. Shout out to Lois. Thank you very much, ladies, for your contributions to Thanksgiving. And I'm sorry that Jeff just hates fun. What do you guys ever do yams?
I don't like them.
Never had one.
I honestly, I'm not sure if I've ever had one.
I don't think so either. We talked
just
about
like sweet potatoes. Like I don't get like, so like when I've seen them, it's usually like smaller sweet potatoes, but then they put like have you seen this where there's like marshmallows on it?
Yes, we talked about this before. Me and Ashley are like, she's had them before. I never have, but she was like, yeah, you like, I don't, do you melt a marshmallow or what do you, I don't know. I mean,
they're kind of like toasted, it looks like, because you bake I think you bake it.
Yep.
But I don't mind like if like sweet potato fries, like I'll order those at a restaurant.
Yeah, sure.
But I am not down with a sweet potato dish at Thanksgiving.
I can't have an opinion on the yam because I've never had one, but it does sound like it's like salty and sweet, which probably not gonna like it. Not gonna lie to you. You're throwing a marshmallow on a potato. Not really my cup of tea.
Just err on the side of Geoff is not going to like it. Yeah. All right, two more items on Barb's list. The next one is stuffing. These are both like the last two items on her list are like blocking and tackling. Solid like traditional Thanksgiving items. So the next one's stuffing.
Fundamentals.
I love stuffing. Again, you got to choke down that turkey somehow, and you might as well do it with a big bite of stuffing to help get it down. I love stuffing.
I love stuffing too. My mom, or Gam Gam as she's known around our house, actually puts oysters in her stuffing.
Oh boy.
And I will tell you, it is phenomenal. It's a real good stuffing. Yeah, very good.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna
guess
really,
Jeff doesn't
that's
do
really
stuffing.
Interesting.
I just don't want to offend anybody. It's just I don't like stuffing.
Since when do you care?
Why stop now?
When do you care? Yeah.
I don't like stuffing. I've never liked it. Whether it's like the innie stuffing, are you guys familiar with this? Like innie versus outie? Like, do you guys know about this?
Jeff, we're not talking about belly buttons here.
Like there's innie stuffing, but then there's like another Corningware dish full of like outie stuffing. Do you guys know about this?
What the hell are you talking about?
Yes, I'm telling you. Like at my parents' house, there's like innie stuffing, which is inside the turkey, outie stuffing, which I don't know. There's a difference.
Meaning it was like the innards of the turkey stuffing.
Yes, correct. And then there's outie, which is just the normal stuffing that you cook. I don't like either of them. There was too much crap in them when I was a kid. I'm a simple guy, simple food. I don't need. Did your guys just have celery in it by any chance?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not for me. Sorry. Not doing it.
All right, no surprise. Last one we can all get behind: mashed potatoes and gravy.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love
my
God. So I will say I mentioned this. I can't remember. I honestly can't remember if I mentioned this while we were recording or when we were not recording. So I'll say it again. So my mother, it's a little bit of a dispute as to whether this is my dad's recipe or we refer to them as dad's mashed potatoes. My mother also made them many times, and it's not clear whose recipe it is, but we do, and I make them now for my family. We do mashed potatoes with a bunch of sour cream, cream cheese, butter, a lot of garlic, like really creamy mashed potatoes.
Yes.
And those are like literally like we make those for almost every time we make mashed potatoes, we just make those. But especially for like Thanksgiving and Christmas special occasions, we make those mashed potatoes. So they don't require gravy. I could take or leave gravy. Honestly, I don't feel the same way about gravy as I do about turkey, but I just don't feel like I need it because I really do enjoy potatoes. Even if it's not like a creamy garlic mashed potato, I'll just throw some butter on there.
Yeah.
And that's all I need. So gravy's fine, whatever. Love mashed potatoes. So mashed potatoes are key to any big holiday meal.
You need gravy. You need gravy on everything, TJ. I'm sorry.
Don't talk to me like that, Jeff.
Yeah. I mean, I could down here. I have a little bit of gravy in my Coors Light right now, like that I'm drinking. Like you need gravy.
I thought that looked a little heavy.
Gravy is awesome. I love everything about it. Turkey gravy.
You should put the gravy on your green bean casserole.
No, I'm not doing that. I'm going to take that Corningware dish and I'm going to take it outside. I'm going to break it in the middle of the street because all that thing does is remind me of just Corningware. I can't believe you guys aren't 100%.
Well, now I'm going to be like all over like anybody having or suggesting a Corningware dish.
I'm just going to start saying Corningware, like whether it applies or not. Like I'm just going to start mixing in Corningware into the conversation.
The Nebraska,
that is Corningware.
The Nebraska Corningware Husker.
Okay. That does not work.
Well, you were trying. You were saying you were going to say Corningware anyway.
That was a nice try. Put a little more gravy in the Coors Light, Jeff.
Yeah. I have I don't know where you're going with next, TJ, but I have a couple of more unique staple dishes.
Let's put it on. This is the Thanksgiving episode.
I think most families might have like at least one dish that may be more unique to their family. For me, growing up in a mostly Polish household, my mom very Polish, my dad at least half Polish, a lot of Polish stuff, and this always kind of seemed a little bit more, maybe more German to me, but nevertheless, it was something that I never really got on board with when I was a kid, but now I will absolutely house this stuff. Sauerkraut and dumplings.
Oh boy.
AKA or noodles. So there'd be like it's either like a thick dumpling or with like a big thick like egg noodle. So it's like sauerkraut with these egg noodles. My grandma Phyllis would even put like chopped bacon in this. And I mean, probably until I was about a teenager, I was like, that sounds disgusting. But somewhere around like, I don't know, 16, 17, 18, I tried it. And ever since then, I'm like, my God, that is good.
So I will say that's not a like tradition in my family. And I'm trying to, but I have had it and I loved it. So like, I'm trying to remember like the sauerkraut with dumplings. I'm trying to remember the handful of times I've had the opportunity, because I feel like it's been more than once, but
enlighten me here. Pardon my ignorance. What is
it's not pardoned. It's not pardoned.
What is a dumpling?
Well, it can be like
what is it?
Like when we had them, it would be more like almost like a little ball, like a little pasta ball, or a little like a little dough ball, basically.
Okay, I got you.
Fantastic. Big fan of it. It sometimes doesn't even feel like Thanksgiving without it for me.
Wow.
And then my other one, I have one more. Again, another thing Kath makes. Kath does. Okay, now here's what it is. I'm not going to say what it is without telling you all the ingredients. So I'm going to tell you the ingredients.
Okay.
Canned corn.
Sounds like a casserole already.
Creamed corn, shredded cheese, butter, sour cream, and a box of Jiffy cornbread mix. It's corn casserole, guys.
I knew it.
And we are Nebraska Cornhuskers, and this corn casserole on Thanksgiving is divine.
I have never ever had it, but please send me that recipe, and maybe even for Christmas too. I don't know.
It is phenomenal.
That's something I need in my life.
I love corn. I like corn any time of year, and to throw in some cheese, butter, sour cream.
Oh my gosh.
And cornbread. Like it's basically cornbread with like corn, two kinds of corn mixed in with it. Phenomenal.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. I'm in for that.
Not bad. Not a big
Those are my two guy, sauerkraut and dumplings and corn casserole, baby.
Unbelievable. All right, so go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead.
Well, before we move on,
I don't know what kind of weird shit you're gonna say. So go ahead.
I'm not a huge sour cream guy, but that's neither here nor there.
Sour cream?
I'm not a huge sour cream guy.
So what about your soft taco or your Jeff Sims combo meal?
I can
to hold it.
That's fine. There's just certain ways I like to eat it. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Jeez.
That's for another day. But so dessert wise, like, I mean, this is obvious, like pumpkin pie, chocolate pie, apple pie, absolute garbage pecan pie. Who likes?
Oh my God. Get out of
Who
here.
likes what?
Get out of here.
Who likes what?
Pecan pie is number one. But pecan pie is 1995 Nebraska for me.
Oh
I go that
God.
over pumpkin pie every
day, every day. I
chance I
love
get.
pecan pie. I always my wife doesn't like it. I always try to get a small one at least for both Thanksgiving and Christmas. Love it with ice cream, love it with whipped cream, love it by itself. It doesn't matter, baby.
No.
It's great with red wine. By the way, pumpkin pie. Sometimes I put a little pumpkin pie in my hair. What do you think makes it stand up? Like that.
I think it makes it stand up, Chief.
So pecan pie is the best, but I will also say, like, I'll eat just about any pie. Unfortunately for me, I any baked goods really, but pie, I'll eat any pie.
So it's pecan. It's pecan for you, not pecan, because
it doesn't matter how you say it, Matt. It's all
pecan
terrible.
or pecan. No, with the dollop of Cool Whip.
It's pecan.
I say pecan.
Pecan. Potato.
So Matty-O, it sounds like Matty-O's a pecan guy. Jeff,
I'd choose that over pumpkin pie. Yeah, if given a choice between the two.
Let's shout out to the late Grandma Burkle. She absolutely would have been a friend of the program, but she passed away several years ago. She made the best apple pie in the world. So I mean, apple, you can never ever go wrong any time of year with apple pie. Apple pie goes well at Easter. It goes well at Thanksgiving. It goes well at Christmas. I'll take apple pie at the 4th of July. Yeah. Some people like to put American cheese on their apple pie. I don't know, but
I've never heard that.
Shout out to Ludi Burkle, David City, Nebraska, for making the best apple pie. I'm sure everybody thinks their grandmother's apple pie is the best apple pie, but man,
absolutely.
David you cannot go wrong. You can never. That's exactly right. Exactly right. David City Aquinas, shout out. You cannot go wrong with apple pie, as far as I'm concerned.
I don't mind apple pie. I actually don't mind.
Oh, wow. Good for you, Jeff. Wait. Sorry.
Good to know you're an American.
Yeah. USA, right?
Put an American flag, drape me in an American flag and feed me apple pie all day long.
Yeah. I don't mind pumpkin. I think that might be something that you'd think I wouldn't like, but I do like pumpkin pie. I think it's fine. Got to have a little bit of whipped cream on it, but I am, and this will be no surprise to you guys. I love just a straight chocolate pie with whipped cream. I love French silk from VI.
Oh, like love French silk.
Yeah, French silk from Village Inn is delicious. I love that shit. But yeah, pecan pie is ass. Sorry.
Oh God.
All right, you're going straight to hell, Jeff. It's fine. All right. Listen, okay, Common fans, if you're just tuning in, we're going a little bit off the reservation for this episode because it is Thanksgiving week and we're having a blast. We are going to get into a conversation since it's Iowa week. We're going to kind of talk about who Nebraska's rival is in 2023 and who our rival has been in the Big Ten, and is Iowa our rival? Before we get to all that, guys, I did want to, this is sort of a Thanksgiving / Christmas related topic, but I wanted to get your opinions. Geoff just got up, so he must be taking a pee break. So if we have to repeat ourselves to Geoff, that's why. Matty-O, when is there a time that's too early for Christmas lights in your opinion?
I have to be careful here, TJ, because I will say yes. For me, yes. Now, happy wife, happy life.
Absolutely.
Kath already has all of our Christmas lights. While I was in Madison,
oh wow,
she went ahead and did. First of all, she already had done. She had this idea this year of, and I have to think like Pinterest or Instagram or something for this. I think, to try to make our house look like, in her words, a gingerbread house from the inside.
That's
so
special.
she put lights around all of our windows, bordering the inside of the house.
That's actually kind of cool.
It is. And actually, you know what? It was already done as of last Saturday night after Kath and all the kids were in bed, and I went down to watch some Pac-12 after dark. Sure. I didn't mind having those lights kind of providing a nice sort of ambiance to my Pac-12 after dark. It was actually nice. It was actually almost a little bit erotic, TJ.
I don't need to hear about that.
Dare I say?
Thank you. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
But no, my typical stance is none of that should take place before Thanksgiving Day. Once we're at Thanksgiving Day, anything's fair game. Because I love Thanksgiving. because to me it's real to me it's no frills, really, kind of. It's family, food, and football. 3 F's. It's Thanksgiving.
One of my favorite holidays.
Like, that's sure. I love Thanksgiving. And and I don't feel like if we're doing Christmas stuff prior to Thanksgiving Day, are we really giving Thanksgiving the due, the praise, the undulation that it deserves?
Wow.
I don't think we are. And God bless. I mean, and Jeff's probably going to chime in here about how we stole our ancestors stole land from the Native Americans, but that is a dark period of our history. Yes, it is, because I love the Native Americans, but this is a very, very cool holiday, I think, where we do set aside a one day where we give thanks for all of that, for food. We give thanks for our food, we give thanks for our family, and we give thanks for football. Because thank God for football.
Don't get me wrong. Yeah, you're right. Thank God for football, but I'm a fan of Plymouth Rock. I'm a fan of the Mayflower. I'm a fan of all those things, but I'm also a fan of just like simplifying stuff. And for as long as it takes to put up a Christmas tree, multiple Christmas trees, to hang shit on the outside of your house in inclement weather, you bet your ass I'm going to put that stuff up as early as I can, because I'm going to enjoy it as long as I can for how long it took me to put it up. Like, I don't get me wrong, I like Thanksgiving, but I'm putting up my freaking decorations because of the amount of time I had to put into it. I want to get out of it.
You do it when you can.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good point. And I'm with you, both of you guys. I love Thanksgiving. I love Christmas. I love it. If I could just do Labor Day through New Year's on repeat, if that could be every 4 months, I would do that, because September, October, you got all the football, baseball playoffs, everything. And then November, December, you got more football, plus Thanksgiving, plus Christmas, plus New Year's. It's just the best time of year. So totally agree with that. I love all the holidays. It's interesting. Like I get really annoyed when I start seeing Christmas stuff at like Target or ads around Halloween, like right before after Halloween.
Big no.
Walmart had commercials before Halloween was even here. Like usually at least they wait until after that, but that was ridiculous.
So that's super annoying. I'm kind of with you. Like by mid-November, like I got some. So it is November, and now Thanksgiving is early this year too. It's Sunday, November 19th, but it is Sunday of Thanksgiving week. I got most of our exterior lights done today. The exterior illumination. I got most of our outdoor lights done today, and I'm hoping to finish tomorrow. Now we're going to be out of town for the Thanksgiving week, and so we won't fire them up until after Thanksgiving. But I've definitely kind of evolved on this, where I'm with you, Jeff. Like if you got a nice day, if it's November and it was
65 degrees on Saturday, and I'm like, I got to get this done.
Yeah, it was about 40 here today, and I was thrilled with that, because so if you got a halfway decent day, and you can get it done, and then also like my almost 2-year-old daughter, she won't remember this, but like a year ago, she wasn't old enough to even be reacting to the lights. Like just to see her reaction when we were like testing the lights was so awesome.
Yeah.
But the kids love it. They enjoy it for as long as
fun time.
whatever. And then I'll tell you guys like a little, it was the COVID year. It was Christmas of 2020. And I guess this is a post-Christmas thing, but it's this really cool organic thing that happened organically in my neighborhood. And everybody just kept turning their Christmas lights on like through January. And it was like, it was like everybody just, it was kind of one of those things where like the world has been through this awful thing, and it's been a really, really challenging year. And going into the new year, everyone just kept turning. It was kind of like everyone noticed, like, well, he turned them on, she turned them on, so I'll turn mine on.
Screw it, I'll turn mine
on. And everyone just kept turning them on. And it was one of those really simple things that brought so much joy. I mean, I enjoyed it so much. And so anyway, that I guess that's just sort of, to me, like it made me think like, okay, maybe there don't need to be such hard and fast rules on some of this stuff. And like, especially when it comes to Christmas lights on the outside of the house, let's just have those lights on as long as we can handle. Let's just enjoy those lights. You know, there's that. Have you guys know the song Merry Christmas by Elton John and Ed Sheeran?
No. Who's Ed Sheeran?
God damn. Sorry. Forgive me. Excuse me.
Is he a rapper?
There's this lyric. I know there's been pain this year, but it's time to let it go. Next year, you never know. But right now, it's Christmas. So like, this is a great line of just like, live in the now, enjoy the moment. Let's enjoy this season as long as we can, because you know we wait for it every year. And anyway, so I'm all for we got most, again, part of it's because we're traveling for Thanksgiving, and so we got most of our decorations up today. We got most of our lights on outside today. Hopefully it'll be we'll get our tree when we come back from our Thanksgiving trip.
I'm more of a Mannheim Steamroller guy, and I'll even go as far to say that I'm a Mariah Carey guy during the holidays. But I agree with you. There is a certain sense of sadness when you have to take down the decorations.
I'm sorry.
What
is that real?
What?
Is that real, or are you just doing this to annoy us?
What?
Yeah,
what?
That's brutal, Jeff.
Both Mannheim Steamroller and Mariah Carey, are those both real?
Yes. What's wrong with that?
Hey, I get down with the Mannheim.
I'm embarrassed.
I love Mannheim Steamroller.
I actually have
fine. Mannheim's fine.
In my vinyl collection that I'm actually quite proud of. I have a Mannheim Steamroller. Actually, two records, actual vinyl records of Mannheim Steamroller.
I'm pretty sure LaRue has the same thing.
A couple of those I actually do a pretty outstanding air keyboard to that I have performed for my entire family. So
touche.
Mariah Carey, though, I'm sick of that. All I Want for Christmas.
Let's just take it easier. Pump the brakes there, all right? It's a good Christmas tradition. Everybody's calm down.
It's a fun song. It's a fun song.
It is.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever, Jeff.
But Booker T and the MGs for me. Booker T and the MGs Christmas album is my absolute go-to.
There you go. What's Owens? You would know this. Who sings the Christmas song on Die Hard when he's riding in the limo with Argyle? That rap song.
That's Run DMC.
God, it is. Love that one too.
Yeah.
Nice pull, Owens. That's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I would like to move on to somewhat of a football-related conversation. Do we have anything else to cover, though, when it comes to Thanksgiving traditions? Matty O's raising a hand.
Yeah.
What do you got? What do you got?
Wednesday night before Thanksgiving.
Oh,
I always have to watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I don't care how late it is we get the kids to bed. If I'm watching it by myself, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and I always take a screenshot photo of John Candy when he's sitting in the airport reading The Canadian Mounted, and I will send it to friends, whoever.
Oh my God, I have that upstairs.
And Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. But also, I wanted to bring this up to you guys. Because I know you guys are fans of that movie too. That is just, to me, one of my, not even just a Thanksgiving movie, but my favorite movie, one of my favorite movies ever. There aren't enough Thanksgiving movies, right? We talked about how it's food, family, and football. There's not a lot of Thanksgiving movies, but I do have one.
Yeah, I want to have one. There's that really weird new like horror movie, and I don't know why someone decided it was a good idea.
Yeah, no, I'm not into that. I don't. Okay, I can't do horror movies.
I don't do them at all. No, I don't do them
at all. But no, a real good one that I think Kath introduced to me a while back. But just I think it's great, and it's creeping into that. I should watch this every year around Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Movie called Home for the Holidays.
So who's the lead actress in that?
Holly Hunter.
That's it. Yep.
So it's exactly I want to say it's like early to mid 90s, and it's Holly Hunter's in it. Bobby Downey Jr. Yes. Bobby Downey Jr. is in it, and it's like right before he got cleaned up. Yep. So you're watching it, and Bobby is like he's kind of all over the place, but he's fantastic in it. So it's those two. It's the great and timeless Anne Bancroft, aka Mrs. Robinson, The Graduate. Yeah. And then Dylan McDermott, Steve Gutenberg, aka Stevie Goots, and the dad. So it's the dad from Tootsie, who falls in love with Dustin Hoffman when he's dressed as a woman.
Oh, for the love of God. What's his name?
The actor, I had to look this up.
I know you're
Charles Durning.
Here, hold on.
Anyway, Home for the Holidays. Claire Danes also in the movie.
She's in that?
Yeah, Claire Danes.
Wow.
1995. Great movie. And it's super, super relatable. Like family, just how ridiculous it is to get together with your family during the holidays. And like you got
I gotta look at this picture here.
Weird family members and like Home for the Holidays.
I've never heard of it. I'm super excited to check this out.
Home for the Holidays. I'm fairly confident you guys will like it. Again, Robert Downey Jr. is great in it, and it's just got these moments in it where you're like, oh my God. Like there's a wacky aunt that like starts singing like church hymns at like the Thanksgiving table, and there's family fighting, and it's like It's like if they made I would equate it a little bit to the Family Stone, if you guys are familiar with the Family Stone. But
love the Family Stone.
Years and years earlier, more appropriate, like date wise, and similar kind of vibes to the Family Stone to me.
So
directed by Jodie Foster. Did you say that?
I didn't. I did. That's great, DJ. I didn't mention Jodie Foster.
Huh.
But very, very good film. Worth a watch.
Unbelievable.
My opinion on that one, to piggyback off of you, Owens, is, and I think I've run this by you. I'll give Ashley, my wife, credit for this one. She pointed this out to me.
That's really big of you, Jeff.
Yeah. In addition to Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and now Home for the Holidays. Oh God. What's his bucket? Oh, Son-in-Law. Pauly Shore. That is a Thanksgiving movie. That's a Thanksgiving movie.
That is.
And Ashley pointed that out to me one time, and I'm like, you know what? You're right. That is a Thanksgiving movie. And I mean, you run down the list there. I don't know the actor's name, but the dude from My Cousin Vinny, the attorney, the identical guy,
Lane Smith.
Of course you know that.
Yes, you know that. That guy is the dad.
He goes, munch on some grindage.
You've got him. You've got Pauly Shore, obviously, but obviously back in like the early to mid 90s, you've got freaking Kelly Kapowski in there, Tiffany Amber Thiessen, Machi.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Like, and my gosh. What's the girlfriend or the
Carla Gugino?
Yes,
She is she's a number.
Absolutely. So that's one I feel like that kind of goes by the wayside. That you think of it as it's just another run of the mill Pauly Shore comedy. Pretty good, underrated actual Thanksgiving movie. I think just kind of goes under the radar.
You knew who else is in that?
Lay it on me.
Hamilton the Babe Porter is the younger brother.
That's right.
He's like the perverted. Right. He's like the perverted younger brother. Yeah.
I don't know why. I think I've only seen that movie once, but I still remember the line. He's the younger brother in the car. I don't know. They're pulling up to a college campus or something, and he's like, "You have to have a lobotomy to get to this place."
Yeah.
I don't.
Yep.
He's great. We love you, him. Okay, boys. This was just we could do this for hours, and I'm pretty sure Common Fan listeners would love every minute of it. But we should probably pivot focus to the task at hand, which is beating Iowa this week.
Let's do this.
It kind of got me thinking this week, guys. All right, the Huskers joined the Big Ten in 2011.
Yeah.
So we were wrapping up our 12th year in the conference. Is that right?
Yeah.
And I remember thinking when this was announced, like, this is a really good fit for us. Like, I was actually like not lamenting the loss of the Big 12 or the Big 8 or whatever. I think Husker fans were already like the ribs were softened up because the Big 8 was where we had our history and our tradition, and then the Big 12 never really felt like home. And it was just things had already started to change. So it was like, okay, we could do this brand new conference. It's a good, like, other Midwestern schools we're coming off back-to-back Big 12 championships. Like, we're going to fit right in. We're going to compete right away. Historically, the Big Ten had not been, outside of Ohio State and Michigan, really hadn't been great. I dare say, if you go back to like the 80s and the 90s. And so I just remember coming into the Big Ten being like, this is cool. This is a good fit. Like, and I honestly, just having friends who are Wisconsin fans or Iowa fans or whatever, I think most of the conference was like, this is a good get for us. Like the Huskers, guys, it's not that long ago. So for those of you who don't remember, we were still Nebraska when we came into the Big Ten. Like, we weren't TO's Huskers, but we were still Nebraska when we came into the Big Ten. So it felt like a good fit all the way around. I think one thing that I've realized over time is how hard it would be to establish, for lack of, this is going to sound obvious, but for lack of a better word, like history within the conference.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we came in, we thought we were a good fit, but like the Iowa Minnesota thing's been, that rivalry's been going on since, the 1800s, Wisconsin, Minnesota, the Michigan, Ohio State, they've been playing that game for over 100 years. Whatever, all these games, the cups and the chairs and the trophies and whatever we call them, most of these teams have been in this conference for decades, if not over a century.
Right.
And so I think that for a lot of years that has been kind of hard for the Huskers to sort of integrate ourselves into that whole situation. I'm saying this entire monologue to say, I believe, like, it doesn't have to be our only rival, but I believe our biggest rival as of 2023, as of this moment, is Iowa. And whether you want to argue there, obviously the Oklahoma rivalry is historic, but we rarely ever play them anymore.
Right.
We have Colorado. We have some of the old Big 8, Big 8, Big 12 teams. Husker fans always hate Texas forever. As far as teams we're going to play every year, Iowa is a rivalry, and I don't think we should shy away from embracing that rivalry.
No.
What do you guys think about that?
100%. I think Iowa is our rival, period. I hate them.
We share a border, damn it.
I just hate them. Like, I mean, let me go back. Like, I do a lot of work in Iowa. And the people in Nebraska and the people in Iowa are very similar. We are God-fearing, hardworking, blue-collar people, the people of Nebraska and Iowa. All very good people, the salt of the earth. But when it comes to who we support, there's something about supporting the Iowa Hawkeyes that makes me absolutely want to throw up. I don't understand how they kind of view us as a has-been, and we kind of view them as a never was. That and I think it's mostly fan created, right?
Yeah.
Like, it has felt a little bit forced with the Big Ten, but now I feel like it's real.
See, I agree. I agree with you, Matt. Like, I thought it was at the beginning. I thought it was forced too. I was like there would be people that post online when we first joined the Big Ten about like, bleep Iowa, we can't stand these guys, bleep them, and I'm like, what are you basing that on? Like, they're telling you to do because they have to be, like. But you're right. Like, now, as time has gone on, there has been a little bit of a bleep talking that has kind of taken it to a more personal level than I first thought when we first joined the conference. So I agree with you. It's kind of gone off.
I mean,
on its own trajectory.
We share a border, so that's right there is already like that's one thing. But no, I feel like they're our biggest rival right now. To me, it's Iowa number one, Minnesota, whatever anybody else may say. I think it's Iowa number one, Minnesota number two, Wisconsin number three. Because Wisconsin, we can't really call Wisconsin a rival to me on our end because they've just dominated us.
Yeah,
it has to, for a real rivalry to me, it has to be like, throw the records out. It's a slobber knocker. It's going to be a close game, no matter what either team's record is. Like last year was a great example. Iowa's playing to get into the Big Ten championship, and we have nothing to play for except like to play Iowa, to beat Iowa, our rival. And we beat them. And you know what? Damn it felt really damn good to go on the road and have Trey Palmer say, I woke up pissed off today and beat Iowa and keep them out of the Big Ten championship. That was our bowl game. That was our Super Bowl last year. And that's, to me, what a rivalry is. So for me, it's Iowa and Minnesota, contrary to what most people might think. They're a rival for us. And then Wisconsin.
Yeah, Owens, to one thing, I'll correct you on one thing. Iowa is the rival. We're not rivals with Minnesota. We're rivals with that SOB PJ Fleck. That's our rival. I can't stand that guy. And then, yes, we're rivals with Wisconsin after
that. That's a great point, Jeff. That's spot on, Matty-O. And I think also the heat for Husker fans has gotten turned up because we came into the conference, we beat them 3 out of 4 years to start. So we beat them 11, 12 to clinch the Big 12, whatever the division with legends, leaders, whatever it was then, or the Big 10 division.
I forgot about that.
So yeah, 11, 12, and 14 we beat them.
Yeah,
we lost that game in 13 where we turned the ball, I thought we outplayed them, but we turned the ball over a bunch of times. It was really aggravating. But we won 3 out of 4, and then we lost in 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Yeah. So 7 years in a row, which seemed unfathomable not that long ago. And honestly, let's see, there were those 2 years in the Riley era where they kind of beat up on us, but every other one of those games was a close 1-score loss. Even the 21 game, we were up 21-6 going into the fourth quarter.
Logan Smothers. Told Matthew, I was like, you mean the Logan Smothers game?
Yeah.
we had him beat with Logan Smothers.
I got my buddy my college buddy who's an Iowa fan texting me early in that game saying, how are you guys 3-8 right now? He's like the play calling, you guys look great. And of course I said, I think at the time I was like, well, just wait. We tend to beat ourselves. Yeah. And then we got the punt blocked and then everything fell apart. And then I texted him back. I was like, this is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, it was Frost. Credit to Frost. Iowa never beat the pants off us. Credit to Scott Frost. Iowa never beat the pants off us with Frost. We actually had them beat most of those games we played under Scott Frost. No, I was at the one in Iowa City, Frost's first year, when Adrian was a freshman.
Rainy that day, kind of wet, sloppy.
It was. It was chill. It was chilly. Yeah. There might have been a little mist, but it wasn't that bad. But yeah, it was. We were right in that game, and if we don't give up a fourth down 5-6 yard pass to TJ Hawkinson to set up a game-winning field goal, we beat those guys in Iowa City. And I had Iowa fans asking us, hey, what year's your quarterback? Because Martinez was a true freshman. We're like, oh, he's a true freshman. They're like, oh crap. They were bracing themselves for a dogfight with us for years to come. And I'm like, well, yeah, get ready for it. And and then we all know what happened. But we always played them tough. And I remember that year. God, what was that? I don't remember what year it was, but remember that year we played Iowa and Cam Taylor had that pick six. Cam Taylor Brett had the pick six.
I think it was 19.
And then the Iowa kid ended up kicking the game-winning field goal as time expired and shushing the crowd. I'm like,
that was 2019 because
we were playing for a bowl game.
2020 was the COVID year. And
were we not 5-6 if we beat Iowa in a bowl game?
Yes, that's exactly right. That was 2019. Yes, that's exactly right. But I think that part of it is now we've developed this history and a little bit of hatred, a little bit of heat, and both teams have won some games, and last year our win was meaningful for them because it kept them out of the Big Ten championship game where they would have gotten steamrolled, but that's fine.
It's like a rule. It's like when we used to play Colorado, and it's kind of a little bit of a role reversal. Not like they're like 90s Nebraska, but It's like when we used to play Colorado and they've got nothing to play for except for beating Nebraska at the end of the year. And we would just get, and I do miss that. I miss Colorado on Black Friday. And I miss playing Colorado. I miss playing Oklahoma.
I think the reason Husker fans don't want to acknowledge Iowa as a rival is one, that sentiment right there, Matt. But two, and I think this is why we don't want to acknowledge them as a rival, but it actually contributes to the rivalry. We don't view them as our equal. We eternally forever, and I include myself in this category, eternally forever view ourselves as better than Iowa, because we are.
Yep.
And they have their championship, their trophy case is empty. They have no trophies of any kind that matter. And so it annoys us all the more when we lose to these teams who, like, even it's funny that because we did the whole Brian Ferentz thing this year, their offense has been, they've had this blueprint for years where the offense isn't very good, the defense is excellent, the special teams is excellent, and that's a formula that they've figured out how to turn into wins, and it drives Husker fans absolutely insane.
Yeah, 100%.
And I would also say, like, we hold ourselves to this standard of we're always chasing getting back to the mountaintop. Like we fired 2 9-3 coaches in the last 25 years, and you could argue both of those were stupid moves, but we're always chasing something better. Whereas Iowa goes 8-4, and it's hugs all around.
Yeah,
it's another reason why Husker fans believe that we are superior, which again, we are.
Yes.
We are superior to the Hawkeyes. And I say, you know, and so I think we think of like Oklahoma, like they'll never, Iowa's not as great as Oklahoma. We belong on a tier with Oklahoma. And so we should have a rival like that. Well, guess what?
Here's where we are.
And we are where we are. And also, like, I'm with you guys, that going into the Big Ten, I thought to myself, Wisconsin's a natural rival.
Right.
There's the Barry Alvarez connection.
Yeah.
We
got the same colors.
We're going to, there was so much there. And I honestly believe Wisconsin fans would have been all for that. And now we're just kind of an afterthought to them because they just expect to beat us.
We don't freaking matter. No, sorry, go ahead.
So, like, if we go on a run at some point in the future where we beat them 5 years in a row or something, then that can heat up. You know, we've had some great games with Michigan State. Like, I feel like that's another one where they've come in top 10 team more than once, and we've taken them out. And so, like, there's other options there. Like, I don't think we need to be super rigid when it comes to rivals and the way conferences, teams are shuffling and conferences are changing. We should probably just embrace the teams that we have a history with and that, like, some continuity with, and go with that. Because like, I think, like, there's nothing wrong with saying Iowa is our rival right now. That doesn't mean that we can't reach to try to get back to what we were, because all Husker fans know that's what we're trying to do. And that's what we want to do. Even though we try to protect ourselves emotionally by saying, well, we understand it's not the 90s anymore. We all think we're going to get back to the 90s again at some point. And so we want something greater, but, like, that doesn't have to be mutually exclusive with having this great border rival that we hate. Like, we just hate each other, you know?
No, I think we need to rivals. Totally embrace it.
It drives me nuts, border rivals, but, like, the second you, like, cross the border into Iowa on I-80, like, you just see all those dumbass windmills, and those things just drive me nuts.
They're wind turbines, Jeff.
Whatever. You're in Iowa, and they piss me off. They piss me off. I know I'm in Iowa the second I cross the border and I see those wind turbines. Excuse me, but they drive me nuts. I hate Iowa.
Geoff in Lincoln hates potlucks, Snickers bars,
and clean energy,
most Thanksgiving sides, and apparently windmills.
Apparently clean energy.
Apparently
obnoxious. Hey, keep giving Iowa credit, guys. Go ahead. Keep giving them credit.
What else do you want to talk about on the sly about Mother Russia, Jeff?
You know, the people who like windmills, it's like the people who don't use the kneeler at church. They just want to show you how special and how hardcore they are. Right? Oh my Lord. Okay, boys. This has been the most thoroughly enjoyable episode.
Yeah.
It's Iowa week. The Common fans may or may not be recording this at the same time we recorded the Wisconsin recap, but we're going to put it out later. So we're going to put this out probably a couple days before the Iowa game. We said this before. We're going to say it again. We know we don't have to say it to Husker Nation, but the boys need us to rally this week.
Yeah.
We got to show up. It's going to be, 35 degrees at Memorial Stadium. It doesn't matter. We got to pull this team over the finish line to a 6th victory, to a victory over Iowa. We all feel warm all winter long. We go to a bowl game, the Vandalay Industries Bowl.
Gotta have it.
Wisconsin, whatever it is. I actually had a new one. A buddy referenced a new one, which I honestly don't even know if it's it could even be a real bowl. I don't know. He referred to it as, oh, come on. There it is. The Greater Savannah Shrimp Boil Bowl.
Let's do it.
If we can get to the Greater Savannah Shrimp Boil Bowl, whatever it is,
bring it on.
So, and the Huskers have gone from a 1.5 underdog to a 1.5 favorite just in the last, as of Sunday night.
And one of, if not the lowest over under in the history of college football.
Oh wow, yeah.
And I think I saw it was 27.5 or something like that.
Yeah, Nebraska Cornhuskers still setting records, still relevant.
Absolutely. So Tej, real quick before we jump off here, I had something in the works here because Owens, you went to the game with the family, and that's a great thing to do. We tried to do it the old school way of let's get boots on the ground, let's cheer for our team. Unfortunately, it did not work. It just didn't work. So we're all three going to the game on Friday. So we're gonna have boots on the ground again, but I feel like we need more. We need almost otherworldly powers.
What's happening here? Where is Geoff and Lincoln going here?
To get this win going. So I went on an adventure of myself. I went on an adventure. I went to Memorial Stadium and I went through the catacombs of Memorial Stadium. And I went through those things and I had my whip. I had my jacket. I had my hat.
What do you mean your whip? What is that?
Indiana Jones?
What's happening here?
Stay with me here. I went through the cryptic puzzles underneath Memorial Stadium. I ventured through the tombs of ancient Husker greats. I crawled through cobwebs. I swam through seas of snakes.
Are you the Ultimate Warrior?
I saw Tom Osborne down there. He was drinking from the cup of everlasting life. He looked at me because he's so old, but he's still here. He drank from the cup of everlasting life. And I look over and I see Bob Devaney, and he tries to rip my heart out, and he says, Kalima! Kalima! And I say, no, you stay away from me, Bob. I evaded him.
Oh, my God. What's happening?
I kept going. I kept crawling. And I finally crawled up to the Ark of the Covenant in Memorial Stadium, and I open it up. And I look inside, and Tommy Frazier comes around the corner. He says, don't look at it. Do not look at it. Close your eyes. And I close my eyes. And I grab it, and I crawl out from underneath the ruins of Memorial Stadium. I crawl out from underneath there. I get out, and I see a familiar face as I'm holding this ancient relic. He says, you have chosen wisely. And I look at him, and I say, thank you. I say, thank you, and I look at him, and I say, oh, my God. It's Richie Incognito. Richie Incognito is going to help us.
What?
Lead the way to a Husker victory with our offensive line. So for that reason alone, I have uncovered the relic.
What is he doing?
This is the Richie Incognito.
Oh, he's got a jersey.
This is
the Incognito.
He wore this.
Oh, he's got
a Husker football.
He's got a game worn Richie Incognito jersey.
It's got scuffs on it. It smells like sweat. Oh my God! I can smell it right now.
Oh my God!
See it. You're looking at Richie Incognito's jersey here. I'll wear it to the game if I must.
I think you must.
You have to.
You must wear it to the
I have the
game.
power.
Oh my God. Geoff in Lincoln has lost his mind.
You're welcome.
So all that to say, you have a game worn Richie Incognito jersey. Is that right? Is that
It's gonna help our offense. It's gonna help our offense. It's happening.
How did you come across that in real life?
I told you I crawled through the catacombs underneath Memorial Stadium. I had a giant boulder chasing me.
So you did, old friend.
Yes.
That was really like if true fans will pick out all the Indiana Jones references there was like 47 of them. So well done. Well done, Jeffrey.
Thank you.
My goodness.
You have chosen wisely.
Okay, boys. Any Jeff, I don't know what else to say.
Sorry.
I mean that in a good way. That was
I got that out of my system.
Oh, that was well done. I say well done. And if we look back on the Huskers win Friday, they win their bowl game to begin a new streak of excellence. It will all come back to the game worn Richie Incognito jersey. Discovered
of all players. Yeah. A guy that I don't think he finished at Nebraska.
Discovered by Geoff and Lincoln.
It's got the gussets down the side.
In the bowels of Memorial Stadium.
That's another thing. The fellow I got this from said the pants used to match up with this. Like it was an old school look that we used to have back in the day. So I'm pretty proud of that too.
The gussets down the side that many people have taken issue with over the years.
Well done, Jeffrey. I think we've covered so much ground here. Thanksgiving food and culinary choices, Thanksgiving movies, when is the appropriate time to put out Christmas lights, who is Nebraska's rival, and Richie Incognito, the ghost of Richie Incognito, who's still alive, by the way, the ghost of Richie Incognito coming back to save Husker football. Wow. Any predictions for I think we got to do score predictions for the Iowa game.
Oh,
you go first, Jeff.
I'll go 7-3.
I love that.
Who wins?
Huskers.
Nice.
Yep.
I'm going to go Huskers 13, Iowa 10.
Okay. That seems pretty realistic. I'm going to go eternal optimist here after we just recorded the Wisconsin recap and we're pretty much super negative at the whole recap. I'm just going to believe that it's all going to come together for us again on Black Friday. Iowa's not going to be able to do anything with their lame duck offensive coordinator. And I'm going to say we're going to do a little more than just enough and win 17-6.
All right.
Love it. I love that.
So all of the common fan, and I will remind the common fan listeners that all of us picked a win over Iowa during the midseason review. So going back however many episodes that is, and Geoff is holding up the Incognito jersey once again. Okay. The Huskers are 5-6. We're going into a very important last week of the season. There's always a little sadness that sets in when college football ends. Let's not think about that yet. Let's think about the joy that Friday will bring. Any final thoughts, gentlemen?
Yeah. GBR, go Bid Red for life.
I just really, really, really want to beat Iowa. I think that we can do it. I think we will do it. We've got to do it for these seniors. We got to do it for the Ty Robinsons, the Luke Reimers, the Quentin Newsomes on our team that have been through a lot. And being in Madison for senior day there kind of made me feel bad for some of those kids that go through these coaching changes. And I know Matt Rule's embraced these kids, and those hugs will still mean something, but it's like, I came here. So it's a long journey for some of these guys. I hope we can get it done, and I think we will.
Absolutely.
One thing
that's a beautiful. Oh, Jeff, you want to say something now?
Yeah, I do.
Beautiful sentiment, Matt. That would have been a nice way to end the episode, but now Jeff wants to talk.
That was beautiful, Matt. Thank you.
What a jerk. Jerk store.
Thank you.
Jerk store is the line.
All right. Thank you for that. Was beautiful.
What do you got, Jeff? What do you want to say?
I just want to say. I'm sorry, I can't handle. I'm dying. You keep making me laugh.
Sorry.
If you have fun with your Thanksgiving leftovers because you're eating garbage is really what you're eating.
Thank you, Jeff.
You're Mr. Elitist.
Thank you. Yeah, Matty Owens lays out a beautiful. His soliloquy was a beautiful Thanksgiving spread, which Geoff just vomited all over. So thank you, Jeffrey. All right, Common fans.
You're welcome.
Get out to Memorial Stadium. It's your last chance in 2023. Let's pull those boys over the finish line. Let's get that last W, get to bowl eligibility. Thank you all for listening. Have a happy Thanksgiving. GBR for life.